Percy, and today we will learn how to write the C++ code for selection sorting. So before writing the code, we will learn the basic concept involved in this selection sorting. So here is an example. This is an array consisting of 7 elements, randomly distributed elements. The first element will have an index of 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, and then the sixth index of the last element. Now what we will do, we will compare the first element, that is the ith index element, to the rest of the elements, and as soon as we find the smallest element from the rest of the smallest element in the rest of the array, we will replace it with the ith element of the array. And then in the next step we will do the same process for the next ith index element. We will find out the second smallest element, because the first smallest element is already stored in the first place. And then we will replace it with the second ith element, and then for the third ith element the same procedure, and so on. So guys, here is an important thing, that we will not be doing this procedure for the last index, because in the second last step we will automatically get the sorted array. So there is no need to run the same procedure for the last element, for the last index or the last element. So here is an example. Hope you will understand it. Now we will go to the code menu. Here is an code. Here is the basic statement that I have written so far. Hash include iostream using namespace std void cell sort int star is int n. Iostream for C in C out purpose, we have to include this header file, and I have written this function cell sort of return type void, because it will not be returning anything, since we will be using this for only sorting function. So it doesn't need to return anything. Its argument will contain a pointer a, and the n is the size of the array that we will be declaring, or that we will initialize, that the element that the user will enter the size of the array. Here an important thing is that we can also write int a, array a, in place of asterisk a, that is the pointer a. One and the same thing, guys. You can do anything which you will like and which is more comfortable for you. Now first we will write main of the program. So what will the main do? Main will do nothing, but it will be used for input and output function, that is the inputting the element, the size of the array. And then after the sorting is done, we will print the array with the help of main. So I have pre-written the statements in main, so I will just copy them here for reducing my time and yours also. So here it is. Now guys, there are the main statements. I have declared an array of size 50 random. You can declare any size, no need to declare 50. You can declare 40, 100, anything you want. Then n for size, I for running loop. Now enter the size of the array. User has entered the size, enter element. We have to run the for loop for till the nth element, so that we will input all the we have all the elements that we need to sort. Now after all the elements have been input, we will call the function cell sort with the name array, and with passing the name array and n, it is the size. So now we will write the body of this function, that is the cell sort function. So here it is. Now guys, since I have written the function statements, I will just copy them. Here it is. So now guys, since I am all explained earlier that we can also write int a there are variables I, j, min index and temp. I for running the loop for each ith element, j for checking the smallest element with respect to each ith index element, minimum index variable for storing the index of the minimum element, that is the smallest element, and temp variable for swapping as soon as we find the smallest element with the ith element. Okay, now first we will write the for loop for the ith element, starting from I equals to 0 till I less than n minus 1 and I plus plus, because we need not consider the last element since the array will automatically be sorted. Now for each ith element we will assume that the ith element is the smallest element, since minimum index is the variable for storing the element of the storing the index of the smallest element. Therefore we will copy the ith element index into minimum index. Now we will run another loop, that is j loop, for checking the smallest number, and then for checking the smallest number, and if we found some smallest number that is smaller than the ith element number, or we can say minimum index element, then we will replace it then we will replace the minimum index by j, because minimum index will store the index of the smallest element, and j and the element at jth index is the smallest element. So the for loop will run over and over again till nth element, and minimum index will be overwritten and overwritten as we will get the value smaller and smaller, and if we don't get the smaller value, then the value will be remain as the ith index. Now as soon as we exit this for loop, we will be swapping this minimum index element with the ith index element, because we have to swap the smallest element in the whole array with the ith element, because this is the concept of the selection sorting as we have seen earlier. So here are the statement for swapping using temporary variable. You can also use this array j, array min index type of in place of asterisk a plus min index. It's one and the same thing. So sorry guys, so the thing which suits you the most, you can use the thing, you can use this, or you can use this. It's one and the same thing, no problem. Now we have done this swapping thing, and now we have got the smallest element at the first place. Now the loop will run again for the next ith index and so on till the whole array is sorted. Now we got the array sorted. Now it's time to print the array. So we will write the cout statement in the main function for printing the array, and now print the array elements in sorted way. So guys, let's run it. Here you go. You can see that the statement enter the size of array is below something like 2 lines and 4 spaces away from the left side. So you can it is because of the slash n and slash t that I have used. You can also use it. It will make your program look more better. So enter the size of array. So I will write 8. Now the elements 10, 11, 15, 13, 14, 20 and 22 was 22 and 17. And here guys, you got the sorted array, that is 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 17, 20 and 22 by using selection sorting. So guys, I hope you understand the method of selection sorting as well as the code in C++. Hope you like the video. If you like the video, please subscribe and share. Thank you guys.